In this session, we will discuss the widespread dissemination of false information on Twitter and other well-known social media platforms. In order to have a comprehensive understanding of the markets, we are going to zoom out. In addition to that, Brad Garlinghouse will be joining us for a conversation. That is absolutely correct. In this video, Brad Garlinghouse discusses the possibility that the Ripple stablecoin will raise the value of the entire XRP ledger in addition to the price of the entire cryptocurrency. At this point, without further ado, please take a seat and chill out. Right away, let's get started with Bitcoin. Over the course of the previous day, the price of $62,409 has climbed by 1.31%. Currently, the price of Ethereum is $2,426. This constitutes a rise of 1.57%. The price of USDT and USDC will continue to be comparable to that of their dollar counterparts so long as XRP maintains its main lane price of 53 cents. That is absolutely correct. The overall market capitalization of cryptocurrencies is still greater than $2 trillion, with $185 billion representing the whole value of markets. I just recently sent out this tweet, and I would really appreciate it if you would pay close attention to it and make a mental note of it. It is important to take this particular tweet seriously. For a moment, take a look at this. To put it simply, I want everyone to concentrate on the year that has already passed and to take a step back. That is, up to this point in the year. Let's get this straight: January through October. Not a problem. XRP has become 15.5% less valuable. Everyone is yelling and kicking for whatever reason other than the obvious. On the other hand, given that I do not want anyone to provide me with a straightforward response in this circumstance, let us investigate the other resources, the other significant resources that are accessible, and let us investigate what they are doing. I don't understand why extra individuals aren't protesting about these tokens or assets that have been added. The value of AVAX has decreased by 36%, Cardano ADA has decreased by 43%, and Chainlink, which is everyone's favorite, has decreased by 36%. It is rumored that Swift will incorporate Chainlink into its forthcoming platform sometime soon. No matter what happens, Swift will make advantage of it. Where did the 29% decrease come from? That piece of news ought to contribute to the price going higher, right? The price of XLM has decreased by 30%. As a result, XRP has had the least amount of decline among those big assets, and there are a great many more. Simply said, I give an advice to the big boys, often known as the top dogs. On October 3rd, Ethereum had only gained 2%, whilst Bitcoin had gained 42% during that same time period. This channel has been preaching and telling a very specific thing, which is that Bitcoin was fed. Bitcoin has a draining effect. Bitcoin will continue to increase until it hits the pinnacle of the parabolic blowup, while our alternative cryptocurrencies will effectively lag behind and hover. Because of this, people have a tendency to blame the attraction on the other person. My most recent check revealed that the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) was not pursuing any legal action against AVAX, Chainlink, XLM, or Cardano. What is the reason for their periods of inactivity? In addition, are you going to place the obligation for those on the utility? What are you going to fault? It is simply the nature of the market that we are now operating in. If you do not believe me, you may check out CoinMarketCap, where you will find the filter that displays the year-to-date data. Since we last showed you what happened 2 days ago, the value of ETH has climbed by 6% as a consequence of this. Is results in an increase of 4% for us. XRP, which is one of these other assets, has experienced a decline, as can be shown. Prior to this, it was at 15%, but it has since dropped by 1.5 points. There has already been a 13.5% decrease for the year. But as you can see, Cardano has a 40% share. To be more specific, at what point was it? 43%, therefore it has dropped to some degree. Polkadot is falling behind, Chainlink is at a 27% market share, and ABAX is still at 37% market share. My apologies. I invested money in that one, and it has lost 51%, Aptos has lost 10%, and Litecoin has lost that much. Why don't you try? Instead of pointing the finger of blame at the SEC action and the appeal, let's move on to something else. Other seasons are also available. Everyone is working to push for a narrative that will last over the entire season. The season is not experiencing any panic. This point needs to be emphasized. It's time to get started. This is the video in which Matt is attempting to explain Bitcoin as Da Vinci is attempting to set it up. Consider giving this a listen. It is only a minute at this point. More rapid networks, if I'm not mistaken. The ability to send transactions in real time will be made possible by it. In the event where every node in the network experienced immediate transaction settlement, what would the consequences be? What would take place if that were to occur? Do you comprehend what I am trying to say? Only through modification is it possible to achieve that. Making modifications below Bitcoin is not a viable option for achieving this goal. What lies beneath are the real layers of the physical structure. That is correct, isn't it? This indicates that, for example, Bitcoin does not deviate from its original state even if some items are altered. The Bitcoin algorithm provides a direct and unequivocal compensation for the suffering. Is it correct that the Bitcoin algorithm is always the same, just like the TCP/IP algorithm? On the other hand, everything is suddenly becoming faster as a result of a great deal of technology, which includes physical equipment. Bitcoin is gaining speed. That is the same as saying, The Bitcoin network continues to process 7 transactions per second and generate a new block every 10 minutes, regardless of whether or not any of those things are changed. In order to change those, it is necessary to change not the fundamentals of Bitcoin, but the characteristics of Bitcoin itself. Even if I were to purchase a miner that had 10 times the capacity to mine blocks per second, the speed at which Bitcoin is mined would not alter. Previously, I had the impression that we had seen that. The fact that Bitcoin miners are currently operating at a quicker rate than they ever have before is irrelevant, right? Bitcoin was designed with the intention of ensuring that the block time remains unchanged and, as a result, that the number of transactions that occur every second remains constant. By modifying the specifications of Bitcoin itself, the only way to change those specifications is to modify them. Because of this, it is not possible to achieve it by modifying an underlying layer. This has been obvious throughout the course of time. Instead, because ASICs are now running instead of, for example, my desktop CPU, which is what it was doing when I used to mine Bitcoin, the speed at which Bitcoin is mined would be 100, 1,000, or 10,000 times faster than it was before. Alterations to the underlying hardware have no impact on the capabilities or speed of the system. People, let's face it, there are a lot of people who spread false information and fake news regarding XRP and Ripple. Let's confront it. This individual, Levinci, was a complete idiot. They are completely unaware of it. Indeed, they have no idea. In addition to playing games on you and attempting to get you to unpack your baggage, they engage in off-key conversation with the intention of provoking you and driving you more and farther nuts. This guy has no idea what he's doing. However, like I indicated in the video that came before this one, I am telling you right now, and again, I will repeat what I just said. He is going to continue spreading false information about XRP and Ripple because he believes that they are a threat to Bitcoin. Mac communicated the correction to him. The reason for this is that, despite the fact that these debates appear to be quite exciting, what precisely do they accomplish? How exactly does it serve its purpose? Certainly, it is possible that we have uncovered some fresh information from Matt. On the other hand, this individual is not going to leave the topic of XRP alone. It is expected that he would proceed with the production of his absurd films, which Moonboy Carl has been discussing and asserting that XRP will finally reach zero values. There is a banker who is dressing up as a clown. He is an absurdity. Do you comprehend what I am trying to say? My goodness, the clown. After that, Brad Garlinghouse arrives at this location. My prediction has been confirmed, and there has been an increase in the amount of lust that is being produced. During the Swell event, I had anticipated that the stablecoin would make the announcement that it would officially launch. Brad, who is now located in the XRP zone in Seoul, is sharing his thoughts on the significance of the stablecoin. I am aware that you have not before encountered this, yet here it is. There is 58 seconds remaining. It's no secret that Brad is a wealth of information for everyone. To tell you the truth, it does not appear that he is experiencing any difficulties sleeping as a result of the appeal presented to the SEC, constructed with the success of Rippleist or lust in mind. To add insult to injury, we feel that the entire XRPL ecosystem will profit from this development because it merely boosts ledger liquidity. Since such is the case, we are content with it. There is a really close call. Earlier today, I believe someone inquired about a timeline about something. I simply said weeks, not months, because we want to make sure that we launch with some kind of full regulatory monitoring right out of the gate in order to keep everyone happy. We are getting there fairly quickly, so I just said weeks. In my perspective, the existence of high-quality stablecoins on the XRP ledger is simply due to the fact that past platforms have demonstrated to us that the total value locked, transaction flow, and liquidity of these networks all increase when high-quality stablecoins are present. Just a critical component of the enabling technology it is. Furthermore, it serves as a brilliant demonstration of the fact that stablecoin issuers are among the entities that are subject to the most stringent regulations inside the institution. Yes, Brad did tell you that, but it was weeks, not months. 2 weeks from now, according to my judgment, that will take place. Consequently, this will contribute to an increase in the liquidity of the XRP ledger. The news that was just provided has led me to anticipate that a significant number of people, particularly USDT, will switch. In the European region, it will no longer be accessible through Coinbase.